everyone, it's Jennifer, and I am back to share my favorites in the month of May. I always love watching everybody else's favorite videos, and I thought I would join in on the fun. We're going to talk about some of my favorite memories, some stuff I purchased and received in the mail, as well as some new stuff and I've got in, as well as my tarot practice for the past month. First, I'd like to start with memories. Of course, Beltane was May 1st. I was up in Boston at a conference for work then, so didn't get to do much celebrating on actually the date. But that weekend, May 6th, we went down to the May Day Fairy Festival. It was on the Chesapeake Bay, and it was wonderful. It was a great location. I loved it. We've been going to this same fairy festival since my daughter was itty bitty, and she is now all grown up. And it's been in various locations. It started out at Sproutwood Farms, and they're still one of the sponsors, but they outgrew their farm, and so it's been in a couple of other different locations since then, and it is one of the best fairy festivals I think I've ever been to. The other thing that we did this month was, of course, celebrated Mother's Day. We had a little tea party. My daughter's boyfriend's mother and grandmother came over, and we had tea and tea sandwiches and just had a great time. My daughter got me a new teapot and some pretty teacups, and we just had fun celebrating together. My other great memory from this month was my husband and I went and took a trip to Longwood Gardens out near Philadelphia. We met up with a couple of old friends and walked all over the gardens, which were just absolutely beautiful. Watched a fountain display. Went to an English style pub and had some great food. It was just a great day visiting with old friends. I also got some new books in. Emily Wild's Encyclopedia of Fairies, a novel by Heather Fawcett. I read this book this month, and I really enjoyed it. It is a little bit of a love story, but that's kind of more in the background. It's basically about a human and her search for fairies. Really loved it. Also got these two books at the Fairy Festival. The first was The Mermaid Handbook, and then I also got the Fairy Handbook. And these are just absolutely beautiful, beautiful books. Let's see. Oh, I was also shopping at Costco, and I needed more books to read, and they had this Book Talk box set, and I picked that up. The House of Salt and Sorrows was one of the book, and I just finished that, and I really enjoyed that. The other three books here are A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, We Were Liars, and The Gilded Ones. So I have to get into those three. I got to pick which one I'm going to read next. And then as for new decks that I got in this month, I got in the Citadel Special Edition. It just fascinated me, both the Oracle deck as well as the game playing. You guys have all seen this deck, I'm sure, all over. I love the shape of the cards. It's just a wonderful, wonderful deck. Okay, we've got that all put together. Other things that I got in for the month of May was I ordered the Tamed Wild seasonal box for spring. It was a new box for them. They went from their monthly boxes to seasonal boxes, and there were some shipping glitches. So I didn't get it in until almost the end of May, which is kind of a bummer because it comes with this really neat seasonal workbook. But it is dated and it did start May 1st. I'm going to take a look at it and see how I want to use it for June and July. They did say that they are changing up their shipping, so hopefully that won't be a problem in the future. Also in that box, we'll just go through some of the items. Got a huge thing of peppermint leaf. I got a botanical hair rinse that has calendula, rose, and jasmine in it. Beautiful neroli and white jasmine candle. Moonstone tower. This little bag has a tumbled sunstone in it. We've got, a apothecary bottle and label, a bag, a kit to make some prayer beads. I've already made mine. And we've got some jasmine body oil. And then the last thing in that box was a little deck of cards called Small Spells. And these are just very quick, more word-heavy spells. They're very neutral. The backs are different. And they just have mainly words. So there's a morning mantra, an evening mantra, sweet dreams, calling spirit, clearing a path, abundance, just things like that in there. So that's a really cute little deck of cards. The other thing I received this month was a Patreon kit from Bridget's Grove. Molly Reamer once a month puts out a special kit in her Etsy shop for her Patreon members. I'm going to show you the goddess that I got this month. I just love her. I think she's going to be my summer goddess. I needed a summer goddess. She reminds me of summer. And also in her kit this month came this cute little flowered bag. We got a couple of flower stickers and a cute little resin flower. Molly really is a wonderful writer, writes a lot of poetry, and I wanted to share the poem that came with this month's kit. Even though I have things to do and places to be and people to see, I sit for now and let this moment be easy, this pulse be slow, this mind be quiet, this heart be full. I too need sunlight on my branches and in my feathers. I too need to sink my roots deep and crack my heart wide open to the transformation that is wrought in between deep places and sunny spaces, when we have what we need to rise and bloom. Hi everyone. So I want to go ahead and continue my monthly favorites with the decks that I've used. So we're going to try this view. Of course, couldn't let May go by without using the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. I use this basically for my morning daily card draw. These cards are just absolutely beautiful. I'm sure everybody's already seen this deck. I am also a member of Don Michelle's Weaver group, so I do her monthly medicine every week. It is a monthly practice. This month we focused on fairy tales and did a bunch of fairy tale-esque prompts. So I'll show you some of the decks that I used for that. One of them was the Meraki Tarot. And here's some of the cards for that. I really love this. I guess it's an animal deck, I guess. I don't know if I really actually think of it as an animal deck, but it is. It is an animal deck. And then, you know, fairy tales, of course, I had to use my Disney Villains deck. And I also used my Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck because, you know, you always need a good hero, and there's nothing better or no one better than Buffy. I also used my Victorian Romantic Tarot, you know, because I like to think of fairy tales as romantic. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way here. That is also just a very, very pretty deck. One of the other decks that I did use consistently throughout the month was the Good Tarot. I used this mainly at night. Right before I went to bed, I would pull a card and look at the message. It's just something nice to read, but right before you're going to sleep. So those were some of the things that I did this month, some of the things I bought and received this month, some of the decks I used this month. May was a very busy month. It went by really fast. I can't believe we're into June already. And I'm thinking maybe I'll take you along for some of our June happenings. Hopefully this month we'll have a fence made and you guys can come along for that ride. And we'll see what happens. I will see you guys in a few days.